And we are live here from Talladega Superspeedway for the Road Plate Palm Rack Golf Series. And I am glad to be back. First and foremost, want to apologize for last week. I got back from vacation, didn't have time to recover, went straight to work the next day. Just was not feeling good last week. When it came to Thursday night, had a massive headache, laid down, and, well, the race happened. There was no broadcast. Just was not feeling good. Doing a lot better now. But the previous week, big thank you to Olivia Hayward, as always, for everything Olivia does to JCTV and allowing me to go on vacation to have a lot of fun at a racetrack. So, it's been a few weeks since I've been around, but I'm looking forward to this. This should be a pretty exciting race tonight here at Talladega. Last week, I'm going to have to remember what track they were at, but it was won by Aaron Smith, the sprint race and the feature race, and they were at Monza last week. Road Atlanta also won by Aaron Smith. I believe both the sprint and the feature. Of course, that one was here on JCTV. So this is the second super speedway race of the season. And right now we are watching Michael Kruger as he is on track for qualifying. Currently Michael McCoy on the pole, a 54.832. It's Michael McCoy's fastest lap. Thus far, just under 5.5 minutes left in qualifying. And we see Michael Kruger riding the high line. This will be his up to speed lap, where he will then get a much faster lap too. The track temp, rather, is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It is kind of hot out there. Going to watch these cars slip and slide a little bit tonight. And that wind, it is at 12 miles per hour blowing from the west to the east, which means they're going to be fighting it in the, well, 1 and 2, they're going to have a tailwind. 3 and 4 have a headwind, and they're going to be battling with the side winds down the front straightaway and the back straightaway. And that biggest scare for me is the front straightaway coming through this tri-oval. See Michael Kruger. He is taking the apron. Across the line. Kruger. He goes P9. Not the run he would have liked to have had for qualifying. We know he is good at this kind of racing. We'll see how he fares tonight. Chris Winslow coming across the line. I believe this is going to bring him to the green flag. Yes, it is. And just like Michael Kruger, Winslow, he's going to ride the high line, have all 4 tires above that white dashed line there on that outside. Trying to build as much speed as possible for that second lap, your fast lap. This is quite common, something that we see when it comes to qualifying at these kind of races. It's definitely, there is an art to it. Dustin Bally, he's at the top of the board, a 54.778. Chuck Labano on track, currently 14th position. Chris Winslow is going to complete his first qualifying lap. Don't expect anything too crazy. And it is a P20 for Winslow out of 20 that have qualified. But again, that was just lap 1. That was against the wall. Totally expect to see a time like that. Some more action on track with other drivers coming on out for qualifying. Still just under 2.5 minutes for drivers to get qualifying time down. Let's Chuck Labano cross the line. We'll go back to Winslow here in just a moment. Labano, 15th quick. So we have Winslow. Chris Winslow is going to P4. Not a bad run for Chris Winslow in qualifying. Dylan Butler in the 96. I believe he's going to complete his first lap. No, he's not. That was that was the warm-up lap, getting out of the pits, and Dylan Butler electing to run both, well, at least even the first lap. This could just be a one-lap qualifying run that he's taking around the bottom. See how this works for Butler. .50 seconds remaining in qualifying. Dylan Butler, P7, not bad, honestly. And there's not going to be enough time for him to complete a second lap. 30 seconds remaining in the qualifying session. He crossed the line with just over 30 seconds. It takes, well, 54.7 for Dustin Bally, so he was not going to complete another lap regardless, and he has cut the engine off, brought it down onto the apron, and the timer is going to roll out as we have our grid set for the sprint race. And if you're unfamiliar with how this format works, there is a sprint race consisting of 16 laps, and then the top 10 will be inverted, and we'll go racing again for the feature. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for tonight. And it is Dustin Bally on the pole with Michael McCoy to his outside in second. Third place, Jay Bass. Chris Winslow going to start in fourth. Brian Molitor going to start in fifth. Evan Hoopchak will start sixth. Seventh, it is Dylan Butler. Laura Wiseman will start eighth. Ninth place, Andrew White. Larry Johnson will start 10th. Michael Kruger in 11th. And Daniel Ott starts 12th. Samuel Stoner in 13th, Mark Royce 14th, Derek Fiquette in 15th, Ryan Campbell 16th, Chuck Labano 17th, Tom Wendt 18th, Aaron Bray 19th, Sean Campbell 20th, James Moore 21st, Christopher Logan 22nd, and that's it. 22 cars make up tonight's grid, and we are getting ready to turn them loose again for 16 laps in the sprint race. Field is rolling. And it's just me tonight. I didn't mention that, but of course I am Joshua Coppernell. Running solo here tonight. And, you know, these races here, I like to call it a roulette wheel. Kind of spin that wheel, see who it lands on. I don't actually spin a wheel. I just kind of think who I want to see win this race. Or not really want to see win the race, but who I think is going to do it. You know what? There's a lot of good names. This series has a lot of good names. But I'm feeling like the sprint race is going to go to Chris Winslow. I think Chris Winslow, he's starting up front. He is really good at these kind of races. It's only a matter of time before he has something go his way. And I think tonight's the time that he has to go his way. He is my pick here for this sprint race. That's not the one. So as the field comes through 3 and 4. We've got the lineup set. Dustin Bally, Michael McCoy, they make up the front row. Pace car, it's going to make the hard left turn into pit road. This guy's got to go a little bit further than normal to get to the restart zone. And, of course, it is on the green flag. So leader does not get to go inside the box as soon as he enters it. He or she, rather. And they are inside the restart zone waiting for the green. It's out. We're underway here at Talladega. And already a third line starting to form up. I'm not sure who that is. 29, that's Ott. And I'm not really surprised to see Dan Ott be the first one to go out there. He might have some help. Just the two of them, though. See if they can make anything happen. Dustin Bally having a huge push from Jay Bass to hold on to that race lead. And how about Brian Molitor in that Ford machine also helping that bottom line? Molitor gets clear. He goes to the high side. He's going to get in front of McCoy. And now the bottom, it's kind of disconnected outside of Bass and Bally. Here comes Molitor with help from McCoy. Well, I thought so. They kind of disconnected. And lap 1 is going to be led by Bally. Laura Wiseman moves up top in that 84 STP Toyota. How about Evan Hoopchak? Going up there as well. 3 lanes here at Talladega, rather. This track, it's wide enough for it. You can comfortably go 3 wide. But this early, I'm not so sure. It is a quick sprint race, though. Just not sure I'd want to risk it if I'm out there. Not yet, at least. But outside line, 4 cars strong. Middle line really has no help. Outside Molitor and McCoy. McCoy kind of blinks out. Kruger moves to the outside line, or the middle line rather, which has now kind of become the outside line. Molitor, McCoy, Kruger. Top 3 on that outside line, and it is Bally, Bass, and White on that inside line. Evan Hoopchak with help from Laura Wiseman and Daniel Ott. Still all the way up at the top. They're not really making any steam at all. It's just the 3 of them. Dustin Bally still in control of this race. Here comes Brian Molitor. McCoy is pushing Molitor. They are even for the lead. And Tom went. He pulls out a line. Evan Hoopchak goes with him. That stops the momentum of that middle line. As you can see, this inside line now pulled ahead. Bast and Bally are clear. And they're going to stay on the bottom as here comes Brian Molitor once again to cover the outside of Jay Bast. blinks out there for a minute. Brian Maltor has the nose ahead of Dustin Bally. A big push from McCoy once again. This could get Maltor. No, they... Oh my goodness. McCoy was wiggling there. I don't know if it was a push gone bad from Kruger or what was going on there. Somehow they don't wreck. McCoy gets to the inside. Molitor's kind of in the sucker hole, and Winslow hits the wall on that outside line. Of Derek Fouquet, he makes the move. You got Chuck Labano and Samuel Stoner now up here. Oh, there's contact! Somehow Fouquet saves it. Somehow he doesn't go out and hit that outside wall. And Laura Wiseman now coming up through the field. 10 to go here in the sprint race. How about, that's Larry Johnson in the 64. He's trying to make a move. So much happening. Dustin Bally still leading this race. I think he has led them all so far. Brian Maltor was challenging, but I do not believe that Brian did lead a lap. Bally moving up just a little bit. Knows Wiseman is there. Here comes Laura Wiseman to the outside of Bally. You cannot count Laura Wiseman out at this kind of racing. And Laura Wiseman is credited with leading that lap. That 84 has found the place that it is most comfortable at these kind of this style of racing. For Laura Wiseman, that is the lead. And getting pushed even further, we got a wreck out back. Caution is out. Take a look and see what happened. What's behind this? Goodness. Oh my goodness, Evan Hoopchak. It did not start with Hoopchak, but... Oh, actually, maybe it did. Contact between Hoopchak and McCoy. And Hoopchak just became a flying saucer. See Chuck Labano up here as well with McCoy. Winslow in the background, I noticed. Take a look from the blimp camera. Maybe a stack up. Brian Maltor bails just at the last minute. Oh my goodness. Brian almost got clipped in that. How about Royce? Mark Royce. He's back here. Did he get involved at all? Hard to tell from that angle, but yes, he did. Oh, big time. Oh yeah, right front damage. So these drivers do have a fast repair. And basically what that means is instead of having to sit in your pit box a certain amount of time to get your car fixed with your virtual crew working on it. You can take a fast repair, and basically your car is fixed in the snap of a finger. And only one fast repair per race, so if you use a fast repair here in the sprint race, you will still have it for the feature. If you don't use one in the sprint race, you do not have two in the feature. It's just one per race. So if you were, especially someone like Evan Hubchak, who ate the wall, he's definitely taking a fast repair. Now, 7 laps to go. They still have lights on the pace car. That tells me that they're going to get the one to green this next time by with 6 to go and go back green with 5 to go. I'm not too worried about taking the fast repair right now. And especially, this is a sprint race, very short 16-lap race. Now, for the feature, the race is going to be 20 laps longer, sitting at 36 laps. And I'm not so sure I'd want to take a fast repair at this point in time. Now, for someone like Evan Hubchak, I don't see how you can't go without taking that fast repair, regardless of what time it is in the race. I just would rather not have to. I'd rather not have to use it at all anyway, but if we go and look at Evan Hubchak, yeah, his car is completely clean, like brand new. And he was only in his box for 2.2 seconds, so incredibly fast there for the Palm Rag Golf crew to get that car fixed up. Speaking of Palm Rag Golf delivers classic styles and a modern fit that allow you to move seamlessly from the office to the course to hanging with friends and family. Visit palmraggolf.com today to browse their collection of fine golf apparel, including polos, pullovers, pants, and more. That is palmraggolf.com. And we have a lot of thanks to Palm Rat Golf for everything they do for the Road and Plate Palm Rat Golf series. These broadcasts, they're paid for because of Palm Rat Golf. And I have a lot of fun doing this. So glad I get to be the one to do this on a regular basis. With help from others, of course. Olivia Hayward helping out a lot. Jonathan Canfield, he's on a work trip right now. That's why he's not here tonight. I think he'll be back next week. Quickly take a peek at the... that's not the schedule. Okay, we will not take a peek at the schedule. That was the summer shootout schedule. But Sebring is next, and that's going to be a fun track. I don't really know how these stock cars are going to fare at a track like Sebring. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm totally looking forward to seeing how these guys handle Sebring. That is a fun racetrack. And, well, I wonder if they're doing the full course. It doesn't say anything as far as the schedule I'm looking at. That doesn't imply that it's not the full... I'm going to assume it's the full course. Oh my goodness, that is going to be a fun race with these guys. Anyway, we're getting ready to go back green as pace car heads down to the safety of pit road. It's going to be Laura Wiseman and Derek Fouquet on the front row. Bally and Stoner in row 2. It's going to be a 5-lap shootout here in the sprint race. Once they take the green flag, they are inside the restart zone. Green flag's waving. We're back underway here at Talladega. And a big jump by Laura Wiseman. And how about that? Daniel Ott going back to the outside. Only car out there for now. He needs a dancing partner quickly. And he's going to get it with Ryan Campbell. Laura Wiseman needs to be careful here. Had a big lead. Getting caught by Dustin Bawley. Bawley's going to be pushing Wiseman, but here comes Paquette and Stoner on the middle line. As well as Ott and Campbell on that outside line. How about Michael Kruger third on that, well, middle line, outside line, whatever you want to call it. Michael Kruger in the 40. Derek Paquette, he's going to take the lead. Stoner is pushing Paquette hard. And Kruger jumps out of line. And they're going to wreck. Big wreck. Johnson involved. Still green. Caution is out. Brian Maltor, I noticed as well. We'll have to see exactly what happened to cause this. And, I mean, the desperation is out there. Oh, James Moore, I think, got into Molitor. A 12 and the 4 machines there. Yeah, just a couple cars, I think, going for the same real estate. Larry Johnson, I mentioned, involved as well. Let's back this up and take a look from the good old blimp camera. Chuck Labano, Mark Royce, McCoy, and I think that's everybody that was involved.
Go.
So Laura Wiseman back to the lead. And I'm guessing Wiseman was able to just get back ahead of Paquette as just before the yellow came out. Johnson and Royce are in pit road. Some drivers coming down pit road. James Moore, Brian Molitor. Saw they were involved in this incident. And we are going to go into overtime. Lights on the pace car are still on. So next time by, we'll get the 1 to green. Re-rack them and restack them and try it again. And again, this is just the sprint race. We have a feature race coming up right after this. And we'll have a 3-minute cool down period. I'll get to interview the winner of this sprint race, and then just like that, the feature will get started. No qualifying for it. Top 10 get inverted, so if you finish first in the sprint race, you're going to start 10th in the feature. This being Talladega, it'll be, well, it won't be too difficult as long as you have some help and put yourself in the right positions to get back up front. My one and only Road Plate Palm Rat Golf Series start was actually here at Talladega last season. Finished third in the heat and second in the feature. Heat and the feature were won by my buddy and teammate Michael Kruger, who's currently in 5th place. And the other fun fact is it was Mark Campbell. That's Sean Campbell, not Mark. But it was Mark Campbell, or Ryan. Oh my goodness. It was Ryan Campbell. My mind is just not here. Who finished on the podium in both those races as well. Different positions. Ryan and I finished from 2nd and 3rd, but it's a lot of fun to race with him. I'm not going to give him flag for not pushing me to the win. Not tonight. It was still a fun race. Lights on the pace car are off. Field is 2x2 once again. And it is going to be a green, white, checkered. And how that works here in iRacing is if they wreck, I think it's just one attempt. If they wreck before the white flag comes out, caution comes out, race will end under yellow. However, if they get the white flag and then they wreck, there's not going to be a caution. It is just racing to the end. And we have seen that a lot throughout the years of plate racing in iRacing. Field wrecking after the white flag comes out and trying to be in the best position to go on and win the race. And it could be any one of these guys. That race I did that I was just talking about, I restarted 9th on a green-white checkered, and I was side by side with Michael Kruger for the win. So it really can be anybody. This pace car comes into the safety of pit road. 2 more times around Talladega for this sprint race. Laura Wiseman, Derek Fiquette, Dustin Bally, Samuel Stoner. The top 4. Green flags back out. Who's going to get it here in overtime at Talladega? Winslow moves out to the top side of the back. These front 8 gridlocked together. Campbell moves to the outside. He's got no help. Does Bray go up there? He does not. Campbell all by himself, but Fiquette going to take the race lead. He's got help from Stoner once again. Bray does go up there to push Campbell. And now we could have 3 wide for the race lead momentarily. Bray up into the wall. Campbell all by himself once again. There is still help there, just not connected with him. You're on the front straightaway. Fiquette, Wiseman side by side for the race lead. They are through the tri-oval. Gonna get the white flag. 1 lap to go, and they're gonna wreck. Who's gonna come our way with the race lead? Everybody's wrecking. It's Best, who currently has the race lead. Evan Hoopchak is gonna be able to draft up to Bast. He's trying. He's got a lot more speed than Jay Bass does. Evan Hoopchak. He's going to get there. When does he make the move? He goes to the outside. He's looking to make it now. Bass cannot cover. Hoopchak goes all the way up to the wall. They are side by side. Hoopchak clears Bass. Now Bass going to try to draft on Hoopchak. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Coming through the tri-oval. Checkered flag waving. Evan Hoopchak gets the sprint race. Jay Bass second, Sean Campbell third, Dylan Butler, Christopher Logan, James Moore, Michael Kruger, Brian Molitor, Chris Winslow, and Ryan Campbell. Going to be the top 10 that gets inverted. Aaron Bray, Tom Wendt, Dustin Bali, Laura Wiseman, Samuel Stoner, Derek Fiquette, Michael McCoy, Daniel Ott, Andrew White, Chuck Labano, Larry Johnson, and Mark Royce. So, we get to talk to Evan Hoopchak. Maybe? Maybe. If Discord cooperates. There we go. Evan Hoopchak, winner of the sprint race. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's my first win for anything on the super speedway. So yeah, pretty psyched.
That was a pretty crazy finish to end that one. And I don't even know where you were when the white flag came out, but they all wrecked. Seas kind of parted for you to get the race lead. Or actually, rather, get second, and you set up Jay Bast coming out of turn 4 for the race lead. Did you think you had it in you?
I didn't know how much damage I had coming out of there. I bumper carred around a little bit, but kept enough pace where I thought I could hang with Jay, and then I was catching him into the last turn there, and just kind of little side draft, threw it wide, and was able to hold him off. So yeah, that was fun.
Were you worried at all with nobody behind you that you might not have enough speed to get up to Jay, or were you just totally focused on having his draft?
Yeah, I didn't know how much damage I had, so wasn't clear immediately if I was going to get to him, but then started to pull on him, and yeah, I thought I had a good shot.
All right, sponsors, shout-outs, who gets it done for you?
Yeah, well, Palm Rat Golf for throwing on the broadcast. Dustin, of course, for putting the league on, and then I got my super fans who are tuning into you every time, Rick and Bet, so shout out to them. I think they're watching right now.
All right, well, congrats on the sprint race win, and maybe we'll get to talk to you after the feature.
That'd be great, thanks.
All right, good luck to you.
Thanks.
That was Evan Hoopchak, the winner of the sprint race. And so we're getting ready for that. Just 20 seconds left here in the warm-up. But I'm going to quickly remind you that Palm Rat Golf delivers classic styles in a modern fit that allow you to move seamlessly from the office to the course. That car kind of scared me. From the office to the course to hanging with friends and family. Visit palmratgolf.com today to browse their collection of fine golf apparel, including polos, pullovers, pants, and more. So checkered flag is waving on the warm-up. And now, cars are going to hit the grid for the feature tonight. 32 laps. I think I said 36 earlier. It's 32 laps that make up the feature event here tonight. As mentioned, it is going to be Aaron Bray, Ryan Campbell on the front row. Chris Winslow, Michael Kruger in row 2. Fifth place, James Moore. Christopher Logan going to start 6th. Dylan Butler, 7th. Sean Campbell, 8th. Jay Bass, 9th. And Evan Hoopchak in 10th. Top 10, of course, got inverted from where they finished. Everybody else, if they finish 11th on back, in this case 11th through 22nd, they will start where they finished their sprint race at. It's 32 laps. We know drivers are going to have to make a pit stop for fuel. When it's going to come, I don't know. These guys, you know, I would think that with this race being a little bit longer, it would start off a little bit calmer. However, since I've been the broadcaster of these guys, and since I did a race at this very track with these guys, I can tell you that ain't the case. These guys are crazy. And I mean, in a good way. It is just absolute chaos being out there, but they do so, try to do so in such a clean way. Obviously, mistakes happen, sure. But that race at Talladega I did was some of the most intense racing I had ever done. And it was with these guys right here. It was a lot of fun, a little stressful, sure. But, you know, like I said, I would expect a race to start off calm. 32 laps. You don't want to tear up any race cars early. But I don't know. These guys, they want to be up front. They want to lead. And I remember Dale Jr. once said he likes to control the last 30 laps of these kind of races. If he can be up front, he wants to be up front the last 30 laps. 32 laps is the feature. So that's right around that time frame. Aaron Bray, he's got the best position for that to happen. And as far as my pick to win, yeah, I don't know. Again, spin the wheel, see who it lands on. That's what this kind of racing can do. You know what? I went with Chris Winslow in the sprint race. And I could change. Different race. A lot of times I do. But I'm going to stick with Chris Winslow. I really I like his starting position once again. It's going to be from that third spot. Didn't do so hot in the sprint race, sure, but it's a new race. All new cars. I'm taking Chris Winslow here. Track temp has come down. It is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Shouldn't be a whole lot of sliding. A little more grip out there. The wind, it's still blowing pretty high. Well, about 12 miles an hour. 75 degrees air temp, ambient temp. The pace car is in. Again, it is on green. Not when the leader goes inside the restart zone. This is looking like a Delaware restart. But the green flag is out. We're underway, and caution. I have no idea what just happened. Other than there was a wreck on the restart. Well, not start, rather. And I think it's just a stack. Oh, yes. Big stack up. You could see the accordion effect, and it was because Aaron Bray was out there by himself. The green flag happened. I don't know if it caught Bray off guard, or if everybody was just able to get such a good jump And then that inside line especially had to check up for Bray. I don't... Let's take a look again. See this restart, or this start for Bray. See how the green flag that outside goes. They're already wrecking. Let's see where this checkup really starts from. Jay Bast in front of Bast was Butler. I mean, it pretty much came from Bray just not getting a good start. Drivers are trying to catch the pace car. Some drivers coming down pit road, including Michael Kruger, Christopher Logan. Try and top off on fuel here. Not a bad strategy at all. Derek Paquette, Andrew White, they're going to do the same thing. Daniel Ott, Brian Maltor, they were involved in the reason we are under yellow. See the damage to the front of their Fords. So Daniel Ott, his car is brand new. He used a fast repair there. Of course, an accident on lap number 1 as soon as we go green. Ryan Campbell, he has the race lead. Aaron Bray gonna have second. Chris Winslow in third. Dylan Butler will restart fourth. Lights on the pace car are gonna go out. Field gonna go 2 by 2. It's going to be 28 laps to go when they go back green. Yeah, let's see if we can get some racing in and these drivers going in a rhythm. There is nothing more frustrating than having to do a lot of pace laps, especially at a big track like this. This track, of course, 2.66 miles in length. 2-minute 16-second lap times under caution. That's not something you want to do too often. So again, it's going to be Ryan Campbell, Aaron Bray on the front row. Pace car going to come into the safety of pit road. Side by side. No Delaware restart this time around, which is very popular in dirt racing. Inside the restart zone, green flag's out. Ryan Campbell wasted no time at all. And he's going to be clear for the race lead. Bray moves down to the inside. A very, very strung out restart for a lot of these guys. It's going to take a moment for a lot of these guys to get going. But how about Jay Bass? He's all wound up. He's ready to make some noise. And here comes Jay Bast against that wall. He's got help from that 28 of Tom Wendt, 44 of Mark Royce. Bast moves down to the middle lane just ahead of the 96 of Butler, and then Bast actually moves down in front of Hoopchak before jumping back to the outside. Just want a little sniff of the draft again. Jay Bast making noise very quickly. A lot of shuffling around, guys trying to figure out where they want to go. Andrew White, Dustin Bally, and Laura Wiseman down pit road. Saw that 28 of Tom Wendt. Kind of wiggle a little bit. Currently in the middle. I like that paint scheme. Tom Wendt. Michael Kruger, he jumps to the outside. He's got Mark Royce behind him. Not a lot of help. Larry Johnson also goes out there now. And as Jay Bass takes the lead, here comes Michael Kruger. Mikey. He's got a lot of help right now. Well, a lot of steam, rather, from Royce. Bass and Butler, they go down to the bottom line. McCoy leading the middle line. And Kruger still with only Mark Royce behind him all the way up top. Bottom line starting to get the numbers in it. Middle has lost a lot of drivers. And Kruger, he's going to jump down to that middle line with Royce. So right now this is kind of the calm before the storm, if you will. Nothing too crazy. Drivers are side by side, some pushing going on, but I wouldn't say this is hectic at the moment. Well, going 3 wide might change my wording a little bit, but they're figuring out going back 2 wide. Johnson not settling for just anything. He goes all the way out to the outside. Michael Kruger trying to go with him. Kruger wants to push Johnson ahead of all of this 3 wide mess. Meanwhile, everybody ahead of James Moore, they're all single file and pulling away. Chuck Labano trying to figure out where to go. You see him in the 346 in the background, swerving all over the place. He wants to figure out the lane to go through. He sticks with the bottom. These guys no longer 3 wide, settle for 2 wide. Try to regroup, get back up to the back of Evan Hupchak. That's 7. Last car up here. But not for long. It's Tom Wendt now up in that 3rd line. They're 4 wide. Tom Wendt, Mark Royce, Michael Kruger, and Stoner. Samuel Stoner. Made up the 4 wide there. Back to 2 wide. I didn't think there was enough cars here tonight for 4 wide, but they're trying to figure it out. How about Chuck Labano still trying to figure out where he wants to go? So these guys, they are just slowing each other down. They need to figure out how to get single file. And McCoy gonna get out front in that in this second pack here. Leave the bottom line. Not good there. That was more that just blinked out. He's back. Mark Royce pushing Michael Kruger now. Kruger, he's clear. He's staying to the outside. Royce is clear. He's staying to the outside. As Kruger now comes to the inside. Let's see if Kruger gonna start trying to reel these guys out in front of him in. They just can work together a little bit. They're gonna get them. I mean, the lead pack rather is not that far ahead. They just need to work together to get up there. And this is not gonna happen going 3 wide with Chuck Labano once again out there of Larry Johnson. And I believe that's Christopher Logan. They're trying to separate themselves. Trying to get back up to that lead pack. It is a 2-second gap between Hupchak and Kruger. Hupchak in the 7, in that 7th position. Top 7 are all, well, I was going to say single file, but nope, they're not. That's Dustin Bally. Actually a lap car, 2 laps down. Side drafting. That's just going to slow these guys down. That's going to help that second pack. See Bally way up the racetrack. He's now going to tuck in a line behind Evan Hupchak. Hupchak and Campbell have lost that lead pack as far as being connected with them. They're easily going to get the draft or have the draft to get back up to that group. But that did slow them down. Look back to these guys. Royce is ahead with Johnson. Labano side by side with Kruger. He's got no help. He's just trying to side draft again. That's going to slow these guys down. This is not going to help them at all. If you see that gap now between Royce and that's Bally. Bally, of course, again, 2 laps down. But still, another car that kind of helps them out with the draft. Bally, though, kind of peeking, searching for something. He's wanting to get back up front, get at least one of his laps back. If a caution comes out, he can get the lucky dog and only be 1 lap down. If he gets one of his laps back here, and he's the lucky dog, he gets back on the lead lap just from putting in the work to get one of those laps back here under green. And there is nobody 1 lap down. Dustin Bally is the first one. Any laps down, which is 2. Laura Wiseman also 2. Andrew White is out of the race, I do believe. and everybody else is on the lead lap. However, Brian Maltor is on the front stretch right now, still way ahead of these guys, but could be a concern in the future if they get up to Molitor before a caution comes out, if we get another one. Going to be 17 to go. So these guys are almost all single file. Larry Johnson on outside line. He is dropping like a rock. Going to tuck into line. So let's see, with Mark Royce leading them. Are they faster than that group of cars ahead? Well, it is 3.1 seconds. Actually, I can math. That's it's 2.1 seconds, the gap between Royce and Winslow, the last car in that lead pack. Those cars ahead are getting bigger and bigger in Royce's windshield. This is the gap as we are watching from Royce. We're also halfway, 16 down, 16 to go. See Michael Kruger pushing Royce. And Kruger, he is going to be aggressive too. He knows these guys need to get back up there, and he knows that they need to do it quick. Kruger going to be aggressive, pushing Royce. And I mean, just look at how quickly this is happening. Look at how quickly they are reeling them in. It is now 1.4 seconds the difference between Winslow and Royce. And I think a lot of this, too, has to do with the fact that Bali is side drafting. Look at Dustin Bali. He is still trying to get up there. He still has the plan of getting up there, getting one of his laps back under green, and hoping that he can get the other one back under yellow. This guy's working well, single file. They almost have a sniff of the draft. They're actually all going to come down in pit road. Most of them do, at least. Do not want to speed here. Royce gets sideways. He saves it. As we talked about, these guys having to make a pit stop. Johnson stopped short of his box. Kruger's in his box. It's going to be fuel only for the 40 machine. He is off and away, and does he have help? James Moore right behind him. Stoner a little bit further back, side by side with McCoy. They need to get single file quickly here. McCoy going to get ahead of Stoner. They need all the help they can get. As the leaders pit, it looks like Evan Hoopchak stays out. It's Jay Bast. Gets into his box, and he wasn't in his box properly. Now he is. That's going to cost him a ton of time. Things just went from being really good to really bad for Jay Bast. Evan Hoopchak having drafting help from Dustin Bali. Hoopchak, of course, stayed out one more time. He's coming into pit road now. This will hand the lead over to Dan Ott. And Daniel Ott will be coming down into pit road. So how about this? Ryan Campbell and Dylan Butler. This will be the race lead. They are so far ahead of Aaron Bray, who is all by himself. And they are ahead of this group of cars here, who just got past Jay Bast. It is 12 laps to go. If you're Kruger, Moore, McCoy, Stoner, you need to stay single file here and do what it takes to catch up to Evan Hoopchak, Ryan Campbell, Dylan Butler, Hoopchak all by himself. It is Ryan Campbell and Dylan Butler. So these guys get around Aaron Bray with ease. Aaron Bray going to struggle too to try to stay in the draft. He stayed on the bottom, which is what you have to do. Make these guys pass you on the outside, but I think not enough cars there for Bray to be able to get the draft of from the front and still have help from behind too. I think these four will catch the front two very quickly. They just need to continue to work together. Aaron Bray hanging on for dear life. He's actually going to get the draft here. And these guys also have to get around Evan Hoopchak, and I assume Hoopchak is going to stay on the bottom. He does, so here we go. Michael Kruger goes to the outside of Evan Hoopchak. They're all going to blend low. And Hoopchak now, he has a better, easier chance of trying to stay in this draft than what Bray did with another car there. See Hoopchak. He's going to get it. He's got it pretty easily. And now the focus for Michael Kruger is set on Campbell, Butler, and they also have Mark Royce in that draft as well. Royce, 1 lap down. 10 to go. Going to be 9 at the line. Campbell, of course, your race leader. But for how long? They also might be adding another car here with Brian Molitor. Kruger, Moore, McCoy, Stoner, Bray, and Hoopchak. 6 cars strong here for the second pack. 9 laps to go in this feature event. And they are closing in on your race leader, Ryan Campbell, as they have to get around Laura Wiseman. I believe Laura now 3 laps down. Yes. Can Wiseman get up into this draft, though? Maybe it was too slow. Wiseman just got off pit road a moment ago. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be a 7-car strong pack here. Campbell still has Butler. They still have Royce. They still have Molitor. Royce and Molitor 1 lap down. So it would be Campbell and Butler trying to battle it out for the race win if they can stay far away from Kruger, Moore, McCoy, Stoner, Bray, and Hoopchak. It's going to be 7 to go this time by I'm starting to doubt if those guys third on back can catch these two. It's 6 cars against 4. Theoretically, you think they'd be faster if they work together. But still being just under 5 seconds back with 7 to go, and even less than that as they are entering turn 3, I don't know if there's enough time. Actually, these guys might be extending the lead a little bit. Moore needs to get on the back bumper of Kruger. McCoy needs to get right up there, tucked up underneath Moore. They need to orchestrate this if they want to try to get up to Campbell and Butler. And I'm just not so sure they're going to be able to do it. Not without a yellow coming out. And if you're Campbell, you don't want to see that yellow. If you're Butler, you don't want to see that yellow. If you're one of these two drivers, you're just hoping it stays green. And if you're Campbell, you hope you can predict the move Butler is going to make. If you're Butler, you hope that you can make the move on Campbell without him seeing it come. As they are catching Larry Johnson 5 more times around Talladega. Is they are going to have to go around the outside on Larry Johnson. If Larry Johnson can get the end of this pack, well, this 4-car pack, rather, that just adds 1 more car. That they can use to try to continue to pull away from these guys back here. Is maybe an orchestrated move. Kruger gets behind Moore. Maybe Kruger thinks he can push better. They're coming to 4 laps to go. They need to push hard if they're going to get up to that pack. I don't think they can do it. I really don't. I think the time is ran out. It ain't over till it's over. I've seen crazier things in racing. So I'm not going to... I can't count them out. I just don't know how they're going to do it. Look back at these guys and see the gap. It is shrinking, but not enough. It's now 2 laps to go, and you see these guys 5 cars strong. Butler is pushing Campbell. All Butler has to do is continue to push Campbell and make sure he doesn't blow his engine. Do not let the water temp get too hot. He backs off right here, going to try to get some air onto the nose of his number 96 machine. I also lied, it's 3 to go, not 2 to go. So they're coming to 2 to go this time by. In the last 2 laps, the gap between second and third has been cut down by a second. Just, again, not enough. Not enough time. 2 laps to go. And I promise, 2 to go this time by. There is not enough time for them to catch up to Butler and Campbell. Butler back all over the back bumper of Campbell. They are coming off turn number 4. Oh my goodness. Butler needs to stay right behind Campbell. He cannot try to pass him right now. But if you're these lap cars behind, who do you go with? Who do you help? What do you do here? This white flag is out. This race will end under green. Butler backing off Campbell a little bit. Never mind, he's back on Campbell. Lap car's kind of backing off. Royce still right there. Campbell's, might have too much of a lead off turn number 4. Butler looks high to make the move. They're going to be side by side. Royce going to go with Butler rather. Butler gets clear. He pulls down ahead of Campbell. Checkered flag is waving. It's going to be Dylan Butler taking the win at Talladega. Campbell getting second. Moore third. And you see the gap, 2.9 seconds between Butler and Moore. Around 2.6 seconds. Just ran out of time. I think the idea, if it was planned out, and I truly believe that it was planned out, for Kruger to get behind Moore, or Moore to get ahead of Kruger. I think if that plan had been executed sooner, a couple laps sooner even, it would have been, we could be looking at a different winner. But it is Dylan Butler, and what a race for him. And what a race for Campbell as well. Those two executed their pit stops, did what they had to do, got themselves a huge lead, and had help, too, with some lap cars. Incredible job by these two drivers. See, Butler is burning it down at the wall. And I'm going to guess the best tasting donuts are right here in Talladega. Let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial race results. Of course, it is Butler with the race win. Ryan Campbell finishes second. James Moore third. Michael Kruger fourth. Evan Hoopchak brings it home fifth. Michael McCoy in sixth. Aaron Brace seventh. Samuel Stoner eighth. Chris Winslow ninth. And Tom Wendt brings it home in the 10th position. Jay Bast in 11th. Derek Fiquette 12th. Daniel Ott 13th. Sean Campbell 14th. Christopher Logan 15th. Mark Royce 16th. Larry Johnson 17th. Brian Maltor 18th, Dustin Bally 19th, Laura Wiseman finishes 20th, Chuck Labano 21st, and Andrew White 22nd. We have some interviews to do, and we are going to start off with our third place finisher, James Moore. Hey James, third place finish for you here tonight, and I wasn't so sure if you guys were going to be able to catch up to that pack.
Yeah, well, we weren't. Yeah, no, that was a good night all along, all around. What a race! I mean, we don't get that a lot here. We're definitely more on the side of chaos than we usually are, you know, running it like that to the finish after our little kerfuffle there at the start. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, good race.
It really did look like a good race. I was not bored or disappointed at all with how this race was going on. It was a lot of fun to watch you guys out there. Now, one thing I do want to ask, you know, we kind of already just briefly talked about how I didn't think you guys were going to be able to catch the top two. And the move happened for you to get around Kruger. Was it an
Yeah, we
idea?
coordinated that. Yeah, we coordinated that. If we had done that probably 2 laps sooner, I think we would have gotten there. But I did not. My steering ratio was so tight. I was on 10-1. I did not realize the default was that. So I just could not push to save my life. But once we made that swap, we really started to make hay there on the bottom with that group of guys. I don't even know how big of a pack we had at that point. How many cars were in that group with us there?
6.
We had 6 and we couldn't catch the 3 of them. That disappoints me even more.
They started to get more cars as well. I think they had 5 there at the end.
Well, that makes it a little better. But yeah, end of the day, we did what we could. Kruger and I were doing what we could there to try to get the group together. Sam did his best to let everyone in to kind of keep the pack together. Really good night for the Undercut and Overheard podcast Ford Mustang. We were fast out there. Missed the start in the sprint because I forgot to bind my shifters, so that was funny, having to come from the back in the sprint. But, improvise, adapt, overcome, right? Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, and all that fun stuff. So it was a good race. I'm looking forward to Sebring next week. And, man, at this point, I feel like I got to get one of these super speedway wins. I know we don't come back to one for a few more weeks, for quite a while, actually. But I've got that next one. I've got Daytona circled on my calendar. I think we're going to have a real shot there, I mean, what else can you do other than get out there and roll the bottom and roll tide, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, I really think you have one coming for you, too. You are always one that you cannot count out at these super speedways. But
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, one of our days we'll get the luck right and we'll figure it out. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know why we decided before the pits there to run 3 wide while we let the top 5 just run single file and run away from us. I don't know what the logic there was. We'll have to debrief that with some of the guys, figure out what we can do better as a group to not let the top 5 just blow us away before the pit stop. But we'll figure it out. As I said, we'll move on. We'll keep rolling tide. It'll be great. We'll see you guys next week at Sebring. It's going to be awesome.
All right, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, once again, I got to shout out Tom Wendt. He designed this trio of beautiful paint schemes that I've run so far this year for the Undercut and Overheard podcast. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Substack, Spotify, everything under the sun, Undercut and Overheard. It's a great show. We're getting ready to launch our first actual episode. Look forward to having everyone check us out. And thank you guys for being here every week. Shout out Palm Rack Golf for putting this all on. Shout out Dustin for putting up with us.
All right. Congrats on the 3rd place run, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at Sebring.
Thanks, man. See you there.
Have a good one. That was James Moore, our 3rd place runner, 3rd place finisher here tonight. And we're going to go ahead and talk to Ryan Campbell. And Ryan, 2nd place finish for you tonight. You are no stranger when it comes to podium finishes at super speedways here as of late. Led a bunch of laps there at the end. Just got passed on the last lap.
Oh yeah, no, that was a ton of fun. I was just praying we didn't get a caution.
Were you worried at all that second pack was going to be catching you guys?
Well, the first half of the race I was a little worried. I was just happy to sit there in 3rd and save a bunch of fuel. The second half of the race, I watched Dylan just push Jay for the whole first half, so I knew he was a good pusher, and we just hooked up and ran away or held position. I wasn't really sure how the distances worked out, but it looked like Evan was maybe closing a little bit.
Well, it was pretty crazy to try to figure out up in the booth whether that second pack was going to be able to catch you guys there at the end. When I don't know, I mean, I guess you might not even know, but I heard that it was orchestrated between James Moore and Michael Kruger to swap positions. once that swap happened and you see that number getting closer and closer as far as how far they are back, was there any worry then?
Definitely. I knew I could hear them talking about getting closer and trying to work it out. So I was definitely concerned. But I mean, with Dylan, he was such a good pusher there that I wasn't too worried. I figured even if they caught us, we'd be able to drive around him for the finish.
And there on the last lap course, Dylan was able to get past you. Do you think there could have been anything that would have led you to stop him from getting on by for the win?
I don't know. You know, just two cars racing there, it's pretty hard to combat that. If there was a third car in the mix, maybe, but it was such a good run. I'm just happy to finish second and get some good points.
All right, sponsors, shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
Oh, TW3 Liveries makes this awesome paint on my car, the Campbell Soup paint, and he makes the sister paint for my dad's car, Sean Campbell, as well.
All right. Congrats on the second place finish here tonight. And looking forward to next week seeing you at Sebring.
Thank you.
Second place runner, finisher rather, Ryan Campbell. And we head down to Victory Lane where I have Dylan Butler. And hey, Dylan, welcome to Victory Lane.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was a pretty crazy race out there tonight. You did a pretty good job staying up there. And then between you and Ryan Campbell, I was very surprised to see that both of you guys were far ahead of everybody else. It looked like you were doing a lot of pushing, being aggressive, staying with Ryan to make sure nobody else caught you guys. I mean, what was the mindset like for you? Just, knowing that they had the numbers in that second pack, and you guys, between you and Ryan, were in a much smaller pack.
So numbers really doesn't bother me. I've learned over the years that as long as you just stay committed to the car in front of you, and that's like my mindset was, just stay committed and push, and you can have at some point more cars is actually slower. So but yeah, I just wanted to get to the finish without a yellow and go from there.
Was there any worry about water temp at all? I mean, again, I noticed you were pushing Ryan quite a lot there. Any worry about the temperature?
Oh yeah, my oil temp a couple times spiked to 294, and I was waiting for it to blow up. Water temp wasn't really an issue, but oil temp, yeah, like I said, I kept having to peek out and thought I was gonna blow up.
Wow, yeah. So on the last lap, you were able to make a move to get around Ryan and take the win. What was going through your head as all that was happening, especially with a lap car behind you, trying to figure out, if he would go with you or maybe stick with Ryan? What was the thought process there?
Well, my thought process was push Ryan as far out as I could. That way, even if the lap car didn't go with me, I would hopefully have a big enough run to slingshot around him or side draft him and pull him back. But thankfully, the 44 went with me, and yeah, I'm super thankful. This is only my second race in the league, and I haven't had this adrenaline rush of a feeling in quite some time.
Well, you earned it. It was a great race, a great win for you. Sponsors, shout outs. Who gets it done for that winning number 96?
Just my company, VA, Dirtworks of VA. That's my only sponsor with myself, but I appreciate it. So.
All right. Well, once
Thank
again,
you.
Yeah, congrats on the race win. Go celebrate, and we're gonna see you at Sebring next week.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be there.
All right, sounds good.
Right.
See you
All
there.
right. Thanks. Bye bye.
That was race winner Dylan Butler here at Talladega, and that really was an exciting race. These guys did a great job keeping it clean. Only one caution, which came on lap number 1, and the rest of it, it was clean and green. Great job out of these guys to do so. Between both the sprint and the feature, this was everything you could want out of a plate style race. A lot of good racing and some strategy that really kept me on the edge of the seat, not knowing what was going on. Could those guys like James Moore and Michael Kruger catch Campbell and Butler? Or was it going to play out exactly the way it did? I mean, the thought process was, it was unknown what was going to happen. Great job. Great job out of these guys tonight. That was pretty exciting. And very glad to be able to bring that to you right here on JCTV. I have a lot of fun doing this, and so glad I get to be the one to do this. Next week it is Sebring, as mentioned. I'm not so sure how stock cars are going to fare on that track, but I'm looking forward to it. These guys, they always put on a great show, whether they're on a road course or a plate track, and Sebring, it's going to be no exception. I truly believe that these guys are going to put on a fantastic show there. It's a great track, great course, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's coming up. I think the Indy Road course is right after that, which I have been to a real life race at the Indy Road course. That is a pretty nice facility as well. Indeed it is. And then the next oval race, well, rather non-road course race, it's going to be the Legacy Pocono Raceway. So not an oval, it's a triangle, but that's going to be their kind of wild card, if you will, race. The one non-road, non-plate style race. And then they'll finish out the season with Canadian Tire, Circuit Giles Villeneuve, the other Canadian track the F1 race is at, and then the season ending at Daytona. Those are the 6 upcoming races we have still for the Road and Plate Palm Rat Golf season number 7. And it's going to be all right here on JCTV. Looking forward to Sebring, of course. Saturday night, we've got a Talladega doubleheader right here on JCTV. The BSR Grid Network Truck Series. They have a doubleheader, 240 lap races at Talladega, and it is also the regular season finale. The playoffs are going to be set after that second Talladega race. I am absolutely looking forward to seeing that race play out as well. Watch that right here on JCTV at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then, well, nothing else on JCTV until Sebring next week, right here at 9 o'clock Eastern. So, big shout out to the drivers, the admins, and the fans, because without you guys, this would not be possible. Palmer at Golf for everything they do for Road and Plate. And on behalf of everyone, the entire outstanding crew at JCTV, I'm Joshua Copernell signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we will see you next time. Take care.